Happy Women's Day.
Happy Women's Day to you too.
Yes, yes.
All right. So this is like an amazing week ahead for you, isn't it? Yeah. Tangerine celebrates like its eighth year this week. And guys, I mean, at the helm of this amazing dynamic in, agency, this company is Kajall Shah, a really, really dear friend, a soul sister, and I'm so happy that she's being honored on this Women's Day. She's a massive supporter of startups, small businesses. I have personally seen her growth for the last few years. I have professionally seen her growth in the last few years, and I'm amazed how she always comes out on top in spite of anything and everything that is thrown at her. Kajal, congratulations, heartiest congratulations on this amazing milestone. You know, in a country where 7 out of 10 startups pack up within the year, an eighth anniversary is a really big deal. I mean, how did you get here?
So first of all, thank you, Aditi, for doing this with me, and great day today, right? So many years ago, for a better part of my 20s, actually, I was in the US studying. And when I came back to India in 2003, my first bout with working for
Hmm,
salary was in the US. So I can
hmm,
say that I got trained into working in a very different environment. The way corporates work in the US, and I'm talking about the 90s and the early 2000s, is not the way that we work back here in India. So when I came back, I didn't get a job for a very long time because I just couldn't understand how people can not work with files and folders. So it was a very tough call. And then of course, eventually I landed up in multiple jobs. So easily between 2003 and 2014, which was 11 years. While the first 2 years of mine only went in following when will I go back, when will I go back. And then I think finally in about 2005, I embraced the fact that the universe wants me back home uh, for whatever reason at that time is. And now when I go back to think into it, for a damn good reason, that they wanted me here, because where today as a country we are digitally. The US is far behind. Let's just, there is no bone to hide in this. It's very evident that as a country, as a nation, as a young country, we are miles ahead in the work that we do. So when I have done jobs in India, from banquet managers to sales, marketing, NGOs. So I've tried it all. I've lived in different cities also. I've done that as well. But finally in 2014, which was my last job with Salam Bombay Foundation, which is a big NGO out of Bombay, working in the space of anti-tobacco. I was very taken aback by the lady that ran Salam Bombay Foundation. Her name is Padmini, who is in the same age bracket as me. And I always used to look up to her and say that, how does this woman do it? Running an NGO and being the board of directors in so many companies. And she actually, looking at her was something that said to me that maybe I should try to do something on my own. And this is the first time I'm saying this story, but I just put my papers one fine day without telling anybody. That included my family. I didn't take advice from anybody. And I continued to go to my office location every morning, just not going to office, but plonking myself at a coffee shop. And with a little tissue paper, I envisioned, and that's how I did the branding of my company. My first logo was the name Tangerine was fixed because I come from the US. I studied there. My alma mater colors are orange and black. And that is that was my inspiration. And
okay.
tangerine for me is a very refreshing word. It's also a very refreshing fruit, right? So it was all kind of getting to me. And in about 7 days from that time, my logo was done, my email addresses were set up, my domain was bought. I didn't know what I was going to do. I just knew that this is what I need to do. And that's
Right.
exactly how it started. So, was it a brave leap of faith? Yes, because literally nobody at home knew that I had left a very comfortable job. And my last 2 months' salary that came from my job was my bootstrap amount for
Wow.
Tangerine. Yes. And yeah, that was early 2014. But I always consider 2015, that was my 40th year, as my start year, because that is exactly when seeds started to put in place. I got started getting clients, started talking to people, met a lot of lovely people, along the way. A lot of them are very, very instrumental in my journey here. I am going to take at least two names in very, very particular. One is a very dear friend of mine, Sagat. And Sagat has been extremely instrumental in, telling me it's time. Please quit your job and work for yourself. And the other person, of course, that I'm extremely grateful to is Mohit Kulati, who's also a very dear friend, but somebody that I think recognized the potential in me. I think his words to me when he decided to give me a seed amount was that I don't know what you want to do, but I know that you will do something. So,
Okay.
So I think these people, and of course my plethora of my family, friends, all of that support has always been there. But yeah, I think it is that's how and I mean it's my 8 years have been magical. Of course, I have seen a lot of downs, a lot of loss of clients, new clients coming in, or not getting along with some brands, doing very well for some brands, got blindsided by a lot of brands. So yeah, it's a mix. But yeah, it's been a good journey.
I can see how it's been an emotional journey for you as well, Kajal. Yeah. And I know this 8th year means a lot for you, because you're also at a, precipice of something more happening now,
Yeah,
at Tangerine, and for you personally.
yeah.
So, uh, what is the next milestone for Tangerine?
Uh, Aditi, generally, like a lot of startups, they have like a 2 year plan ahead or a 5 year plan ahead. Like today, if you were asking me, where will you see yourself 5 years from now? I will say, I really don't know. Because
Yeah.
that's exactly how I have come to this point. For me, every day is a challenge and every day is a new day. But if I were to say what is the next milestone that I personally for the brand I want to achieve, is now
Yeah.
I want to get global presence. I want to get out of the Indian subcontinent market. I want to have small amounts of footprints in different markets of the world. I want to bring back business into India. I want to be a contributor to the great startup ecosystem that we have here. Uh,
Yeah.
you know, uh, uh, this generation that I work with, and I work with everybody that is younger to me in my team. I don't have anyone that is older to me, including my clients. I don't have any
Okay.
client who also is older to me. Yeah, they all are younger to me. So I feel I think this generation comes with a lot of more clarity. I mean, I didn't have this clarity back in 2014. I just said I want to start something. There was no mission statement, vision statement. It was not there. But these days, they're very, very clear of what their aspirations are and what their goals are. So, taking this inspiration from people that I work with and work for, I feel that
Mm,
now, as a brand, as a young startup, we are ready to now say that here we are.
yeah.
Between my conversations with you in the past, I have voiced my expression that I want to be seen in Singapore, I want to be seen in the global market in the UAE, and that's what I'm now working on, besides the everyday mundane job that I have to do. But yes, so I see myself being a Indian startup on the global map then.
Awesome. I think that's a great vision to pen down.
I also want to drive down the importance of reputation management in
Yeah.
our into the system.
I
It's
was actually about to
extremely,
get
yeah,
there.
it is
Yeah.
extremely important for people to know that it's extreme that a healthy online reputation, what I am seeking out to do for you and for my other brands, is a very crucial part of your growth, right?
Yeah.
In the kind of day and age that we are, where we are Googling everything, and everything is now one step further, right? We are on AI.
Yeah.
So what people are saying about you and what people are feeling about you, and the fact that it's online there, plays a great role in people, determining what person you are, whether they want to engage with you, they want to network with you, yes, no. So I want to, besides doing that work for people, I want to educate my consumer that why am I doing what am I doing. And I think that is also one of the reasons that it has taken me 8 years, because now I'm seeing the importance that people are getting, about that optimization is important. Performance marketing is important. These are important things that you need to do for your business, for it to grow organically, So
So
yes.
what you're in a sense doing, Kajal, is hashtag entrepreneurial empowerment.
Yes. Oh, that's a nice hashtag. That's what I should be using for the year ahead. Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
I've known you for a while, but I've never asked you this question, and I really have to ask you
Okay.
this. From microbiology to reputation management.
It was all about it. I mean, very cockily, if I were to answer you, I would say it was all about just making more money, right? I studied microbiology here. In fact, I'm not sure whether you know, but I think you do know that I also uh, did pathology for 1 year after that.
Yes.
And I worked
Yes.
at Ambala Hill Hospital as an intern. And from morning 8 a.m. to night 6 p.m., all I was doing was collecting blood from people. I probably am doing the same thing, but just virtually right now. But, in
Yeah,
all
make
this
sure you
and that.
edit this out.
So, but yeah, so
All the brands out there looking to work with Kajal, she was joking, and I must add, she has an incredible sense of humor.
So, back in 2000, back in 1999, I remember this very incident, and I'm very thankful to my father, who of course is now no longer there, passed away. But, he gave me a choice actually, and this was in the year 1998. That because I come from a typical Gujarati sobo family, as you like to call me. uh, I was 23, and it was time for me to kind of settle down. If you know where I'm getting to.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he
yeah.
was my father was very keen that I go abroad, pursue an education, because I felt that somewhere he saw that I have it in me to do it. uh, he was not a very expressive person. He was a very quiet person, but I feel somewhere it was his desire always to, do something. And probably he saw that coming from me. So he actually gave me an option. He's saying that I'm giving you two options. Either you settle down and lead the normal life that everybody would expect you to lead after finishing a successful BSc microbiology, or get out.
Yeah.
And I chose to get out. He told me this in September 98. In December of 98, I was in the US. It only took me 3 months to apply I-20, say bye to everybody and out. And
Wow.
yeah, so I feel that he was extremely instrumental in pushing me. And when I actually went to the US, I studied again a part of microbiology. So I studied food nutrition. I have not done any, I don't have any education in computer science or in technology, but it is my love for technology that has brought me here. The
I
technology,
think, yeah,
how
that's more than
I,
enough. Yeah.
uh, and I think it's, a lot of people feel that I'm a gadget freak, but I'm not a gadget freak. I'm a freak of the technology that, the world has to offer us.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to quote an incident that how technology has saved me just less than 48 hours ago. And I will say it on this podcast to you very, very shortly. I left a very important bag in a yellow cab, and that was not my stuff. It was very important stuff that belonged to a dear friend of mine, over 100,000 rupees in a bag. I left it in the cab. But fortunately, I paid the cab using UPI. I scanned it and paid him. And it's because I paid him on UPI, I could track his business down. And within
Yeah.
an hour, he came back to my apartment and he gave me my stuff
Oh,
intact.
God. Oh
Uh,
my God, I've got
yeah.
goosebumps.
So I'm just saying, if I had paid him cash, like we generally always would do,
Yes,
I
yes, yes.
yeah, there was no way I could track the cab down. Yeah.
My God, that's an amazing story.
So I'm just saying for technology, right? So
Yeah,
when I related the
absolutely.
stories to the cop, because I had to complain officially to them that I've lost my stuff and all, he said, "Madam,
Yeah.
आपने ही solve कर दिया, आपको हमारा क्या जरूरत है?" So So I'm just saying, so it's my love for
This is now
technology.
citizen empowerment.
Yeah, it's my love for technology that actually made me shift. And it's also my first job in the US, Aditi. As my
Yeah.
one of my first jobs in the US, I was doing branding and I was doing
Wow.
marketing for brands. That was my on-campus job. So I think that. And also I realized that I'm not going to get anywhere as an entrepreneur with a microbiology degree. I will always
Absolutely.
end up doing pathology and blood collection in a lab. And I'm
Yeah.
not going to be able to go beyond a certain level because I'm not an MD path. I'm not a doctor by
Yes.
qualification.
Yeah, I
So
know.
yeah,
And I have seen your passion. I mean, even brands who don't work for you, when you see new brands coming up, I know you keep sending me links, you keep telling me about them. You are so excited. I
yeah.
mean, these people are not even your clients, they're not even paying you, but that
Yeah.
level of love and excitement that you have, that there
I'm
is
a
a new, there's
I'm
a
a huge
startup.
I'm a huge believer that if you even have 1% of passion for a
Yeah,
particular area, you know,
yeah.
just take that leap.
So that actually brings me to the next question. You started all of this, in your early 40s, late 30s.
Yeah,
What advice would you give to a lot of people who want to do this, but they think that 40s is too late to start something new?
just three
I mean,
words.
there are so many people walking around with
Yeah,
so much fear and self-doubt.
yeah,
What would you tell them?
just three words. Take the leap. That's it, and the rest will follow. Very famous quotation I read somewhere, which I'm sure even you must have heard, which is "Be you, the world will adjust."
Absolutely.
And that's it. At least that's what I have seen, right? In a personal capacity because I've known you now for so many years, and you've introduced me to brands. Some have worked out, some have not worked out. You may
Absolutely.
introduce me to more brands in the future. They may work out, they may not work
Absolutely.
out, right?
Always. Yeah.
There is you. It's not possible for you to get you can't get the entire pie in your kitty.
Yeah.
The digital marketing industry in India is extremely big. So
Yeah.
today, if a brand is working with me, if I'm engaging with a brand or networking with a particular brand, I know that the brand is networking with other agencies, and it's fine. And
Absolutely.
I'm not very sure of how other agencies do it or how other entrepreneurs do it, but you know this that if I don't feel comfortable working with a brand after an X amount of time, I have the gumption in me to pick up the phone and say, you know what? I don't think I can do anything more for you. I can
Yeah.
bring you up to a certain level, but then now we need to find you somebody that can actually take this further. And it's okay.
Absolutely.
I do not claim that I do not claim that I know everything. But if I take up something with a lot of conviction, then I will put in my 500% and ensure that I do the job for you. But
Absolutely.
I feel that uh, as an advice to those who want to break out of the everyday mundane and want to do something for themselves, take the leap because it's all about the law of attraction, right? I'm a huge believer, as you know, in the law of
Yeah.
attraction. If you have belief and if you
Yeah.
know that you will put in everything that it takes to get to a point, there is nothing stopping you. And fortunately, we are in the time that there is so much support, government
Yeah.
support, financial support. You have VCs, we didn't have all this when I started in 2015.
Yeah.
About 8, 9 years ago, we didn't have
Yeah.
all this. I mean, this has all
And
happened
the
now
landscape has
in the last
changed.
7, 8 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I
Totally.
mean, how much time does it take to for a startup to start today? It doesn't take that much time. So
Yeah.
I just feel that it's all about uh, taking brave decisions
Yeah.
at the end of it. And I
Speaking of
uh,
which,
yes, brave.
go ahead. Finish.
No. So I feel it's about brave decisions. It's about uh, coming to a point in your life where you have to start making healthy choices. Extremely important. Also, I feel that the time to sit on the fence is not at 40.
Yes,
Cannot
absolutely. Well said.
you cannot be at that at it's not a place to be at 40. You can sit on the
Yeah.
fence when you're 20, 21, 22 because you still have about 4, 5 years plus and minus to go back and forth. But at
True.
40, you are 40.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's about wasting no more time.
Yeah. Though sometimes when I think of it, I felt that if I had started even 10 years before, like at about 30, I
Yeah.
I think I would have been able to. I would have been. It would have been a little slow. But again, as I say and I believe, there is divine
Yeah.
time. It will only happen when you are ready. And for me, I think I was ready at that 39, 40, 40 bracket. Yes,
So
I know I'm probably
you've done things differently then.
yeah, but the thing is that I feel that when I started at 40, I started because I got the best of both. I got a young
Yeah.
team to work with, so I understand that whole generation now, the millennial or whatever that we call it. And then I
Yeah.
also
The
got
Gen
some
Z.
Gen Z. And then I also had, also had the support that we need as an ecosystem,
Yes.
meeting VCs and all, honestly, Aditi, I've learned everything this just by a trial and error. Of course, the huge mistakes I've
Yeah.
made,
Yeah.
debt situations, working capital not being available. I've been through all
Yeah.
of that, and I probably don't know what lies ahead of me. There could be certain, ups and downs that will continue in my journey. But I feel that now
Absolutely.
I have reached a point after 8 years where I can sit and make those decisions for myself, which earlier I felt it was still taking a little time. Yes.
Yeah. 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 That's why I tell a lot of people, that when you're in your 40s, you're actually a lot like your 20s,
Yes.
but with money and wisdom.
Yes. 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 Absolutely. I think every day spent in Tangerine in the different environments with different people, I just feel that every day I'm like 0.5% wiser than what I was yesterday. It's every day. I don't think there's a single day I can point back and say, oh, this also happens.
Yeah.
It's my reaction at the
Yeah.
end of every day, you know?
Yeah. So, what message would you have to give the brands who are looking for reputation management, digital marketing, having an online presence? What is it that you would let them have them know about that area? Whether they want to work with you or no is a secondary thing. But what is that one piece of advice that you would want to give all startups and all brands who want to have an online reputation?
Uh, you want one, then work and get one.
Yeah.
Start creating content for your brand, which is engaging, which is empowering. My three favorite E's: engaging,
Mm,
empowering, and something that will enhance not only the people that are reading it, but also enhance you as a brand. A brand cannot
yeah.
remain here. Brand also needs to grow,
Yes.
and so does your reputation need to grow, right? One of the
Absolutely.
biggest examples of reputation management, biggest and the best possible example, is Steve Jobs, right? God bless his soul. What do Today, when you think of Apple as a brand, do you think of Tim Cook's?
No,
No. We all think of Steve
not
Jobs.
really.
We all think of Steve Jobs,
Absolutely.
right? For us, that is the fit. So, what is the reputation
Yeah.
of the brand? The brand is only creating content, which that Apple is not on any social media. They have a barely minimal Instagram account. They don't do social media
Yeah.
marketing. They don't need to, because
Don't
their
need to.
reputation speaks for themselves. Their technology speaks for
Absolutely.
their brand. uh, uh Take another brand, of course not really an apple to orange comparison, but years ago, the person who actually started reputation management and was like one of the big examples in our country is Dr. Vijay Mallya, and with Kingfisher.
Mm,
You see what he did with the brand. Of course, he's not in a
absolutely.
position right now, whatever. But in his time when he started Kingfisher, his association, he was known as the Kingfisher man, the first in so many.
Mm,
There are so many such examples. Richard Branson, what has he done with Virgin? You know.
absolutely.
Also, the other important thing about reputation management is how you are as a team. What are the
Mm,
what How are you engaging with people that are contributing to your brand? That is also brand reputation, right?
absolutely.
What do your employees think about the brand? Are they just working there from a 9 to 5 job, or are your employees, or are the people working for your brand those who are actually contributing to the growth of your brand? you know a
Yeah.
lot of companies will mass hire, okay, because we just need so
Yeah.
many people. But what is this person bringing to the table? Okay, today I have a very small team in comparison to the number of brands or portfolio that I have. I feel I need three more people, but I just feel that every
Mm,
person on my team today is responsible for making Tangerine what it is today. So
true.
I feel that brands need to work on an online reputation through content, but also with the people that they are working with. It's extremely important. It's a synergy,
Yes.
you know, it's a
Yeah.
synergy.
I
And
think
that's
that's what a lot of brands don't get, that creating their own content is such key. I mean, I have seen you at the receiving end with a lot of brands that you worked with and who have unrealistic expectations about you being the content creator for them, and which is not what your forte is, right? So, I mean, yes, I've experienced this personally with you as well. I've seen you go through it and you've struggled with your brands to, but that's not what you are the best at. That's what they are the best at. And
Yeah.
they really need to understand
Yeah.
that. So
So
thank
I
you for
feel,
clarifying that.
yeah, because I feel that content creation is a two-way street, right? Today, Aditi,
Absolutely.
if I were to take you as a business coach, or somebody that is a startup, like an incubator that you do with other women entrepreneurs, which I know that you do so well. And if you were to tell me that, Kajal, I need to start working on a reputation management, then I'm going to come back and say, Aditi, you need to start creating content which is empowering, that somebody would want to search for you or search for
Yes.
something that you do. And it's extremely
Yes.
important that that has to come from you. My job is to sit with you and tell you that this is what will work and this is what will not work, right? Uh,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
if I tell you that 10 things work, then my expectation would be that at least she will do 7 out of those 10. She may not do all 10,
That's right. That's
time
right.
constraint
Yeah.
or whatever
Yeah.
reason. But if you come and tell me,
Yeah.
dude, I can't do any of these 10, then I have to come and say, I'm sorry, then I can't do anything for you.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely. I
is it
agree with you.
difficult for me to say no to brands? Very difficult. Because I want to say yes to
Yeah.
everybody, knowing my nature, you know, knowing my
Yeah.
nature, I want to
Yeah.
say yes to everybody. But it's not possible.
Yeah.
So,
Wow, that was a tremendously enlightening conversation, Kajal. And thank you for your advice to all the entrepreneurs out there. Thank you for your advice to all the brands out there. I think they really needed to hear this, how much they have to also take their own responsibility. And once again, heartiest congratulations on Tangerine completing 8 years. I am so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. Yeah, wish you the very best of blessings that the world has to offer. And soar ahead, my dear.
I'm so happy that I'm doing this with you. And of course, I want to end this video by saying just some few very important names. Because of course I'm going to go ahead and send this video to them as well. Number one, I want to say a big thanks, of course, to all my friends, but mainly, as I said earlier in the chat, I want to say a big thank you to my friend Saugat, as I said, Mohit. But I also want to mention one name, which is extremely important, which is Chef Ajay Chopra. I'm sure all of you who are going to be seeing this video will know him. He's Master Chef, actually. But Chef Ajay Chopra was the first brand I ever worked on. Uh, in
Oh,
2014. Yeah, and that is the time I was working out of a friend's office in a basement, and I got in touch with him through some other brand, and he said, "Would you help me with my social media?" And I took it up as an assignment. And Chef Ajay Chopra and me worked together for 2 years before before he had grown big. And at that time, Tangerine had just started off. So I think he needed a larger agency to take his, work forward. But yes, Chef Ajay Chopra was my first client, and I'm greatly indebted to him, because I think, your initial brands are the ones that give you the confidence that, yes, you can
of
do this.
course.
So, yes,
Absolutely.
so big ups to Chef Chopra, and of course, lots of the people that I've met, you and my other friends, people that keep motivating me, inspiring me, my family, of course. Yeah, so a lot of people along the way. My teams, I have worked with different people at different stages, but lots of them. So Tangerine is actually, a lot of energies that have come together
Together.
over the years. So yeah, now the next milestone, as I said, it's the now no celebrating 9 years. Now we celebrate 10 years. So when we finish 10 years in
Yeah.
2025, that's when we do the next podcast.
Yes, done. Now we are onward and abroad.
Onward and abroad. Yes. Yeah, actually, that's also a good hashtag to use. Onward and abroad. Yes.
That's a good hashtag.
Good one to use. So thank you, Aditi. Thank you so much. I would have not done this with anybody else but you. So more power to us as
More power.
entrepreneurs, as part of the startup ecosystem, as somebody that wants to contribute to this ecosystem. So yeah, it's kick-ass from now and away.
Absolutely. And happy Women's Day to all the amazing women out there in the world.
Thank you.